Let's go, it's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. It probably doesn't help that I've never played the first Alice. Once I picked up Alice Returns, I was thrown into this freaky, weird, and to be blunt, fucked up world right off the bat. Alice seems to be having these horrible memories, and then she slips into this alternate reality throughout her life. These traumas drive her into Wonderland, and through Wonderland, it's just weird. It's far more evil, bloody, and scary than those fairy tale ones that they tell you in the book. You're also trying to discover Alice's past and how her parents really died. They probably explain this in the original somewhat, but in this, it's so scattered that it's hard to really understand what the hell happened other than they burned to death and that Alice is probably to blame in some way. I'd say the story keeps you relatively interested throughout. The Wonderland side of the story feels like you're playing a riddle game half the time. The things the creatures say will make you laugh. Sometimes you scratch your head, and other times you just straight out, what the fuck did you mean, creature? What do you mean? On top of that, we really don't dive into Alice's story till about 4 or 5 hours into it. The pacing in this game is way off, and really the only thing that keeps you in touch with the story besides the few cutscenes would have to be the memories you find. Think something like audio logs. They are helpful sometimes, but other times you just get these memories and they're even more confusing than before. You're just like, what the fuck what was that? So Alice's story isn't bad, but it just feels like it's jumbled and the pacing is just way off. Now we get to the graphics, and Alice strikes different once you look at it. Graphics wise, I can't really find too much wrong with Alice. I'm not saying its actual raw power that it gives off is amazing or anything, but its design is amazing. Its atmosphere feels dark and moody. 1 second you're in this icy area, then a Japanese-like temple, the next is a lava level, then this dark and freaking this weird hallways, and so on. It really switches up as you travel through Alice's Wonderland. On top of that, the effects for your attacks and the animations for some of the monsters look pretty damn cool. Overall, the design of the game is pretty much top-notch if you ask me, and definitely unique. The raw power, though, could have used some work. The textures and animations for some things, including Alice, sadly, and a few glitches here and there kind of hurt it in the end, but I'm willing to look past most of these for the amount of uniqueness and atmosphere this game gives off. The gameplay is a mixed bag, both literally and kind of just me thinking it's a mixed bag. This is where I think the design of the game got a bit confusing. First off, this game is definitely a platformer above all else. You spend your time searching for items, jumping platform to platform, and figuring out puzzles. You also have to face off against the darkness of Wonderland, which consists of black blobs, Japanese hornets, and evil little fishes. The list goes on, and you have a nice amount of different types of baddies to face off against. The platforming portion of the game can be really well done, sometimes jumping platform to platform, opening a door, and then having to run back before time runs out can be lots of fun. Other times, missing a jump, not because of your own fault, but because the platforming feels a bit off, or Alice isn't moving correctly, may annoy you. Sure as fuck annoyed me. It may be because the way Alice moves, sometimes judging a jump is harder to do than it should be. However, the platforming isn't bad and it can be quite fun. The searching for the extra teeth and bottles of memories is also a lot of fun, if you like the searching aspect of the game. Now we get to the combat. The combat is where the game shakes a bit. You'll be able to tackle these monsters in different ways, such as with a knife, Gatling gun type weapon, a pot which shoots bombs, a huge hammer in the shape of a merry-go-round, and so on. So the game lets you face off these monsters in any way you want. While the combat is simple, it can be satisfying. So now you're asking, well, what's the problem then? The problem is the fucking camera. Could be absolutely horrible at times. Lock-on system in action games usually suck. It's a known fact. It's not much better than this. Actually, it's a pain in the ass to lock onto the right baddies half the time. Then, when you do, the camera will sometimes shoot up the air for no reason. Other times it'll shoot to the floor, behind Alice's back, on your weapon, on your ass, on your face, and really you can't see a damn thing. I don't know why the camera does this. The camera is wonky, and I especially blame the area size. If you're in a big area, the camera seems to be fine. However, if you're in a small area, it fucking forces you to fucking have a seizure, and the camera just hates you. So that's my main problem with the combat system. The last part of the game, play part, would be that Alice has a small RPG feature, which is very light. You'll collect these teeth that I was talking about before in searching areas and stuff, and you'll be able to unlock upgrades for your weapons. That's it. It's nice, and it causes you to give an incentive to actually explore the world of Wonderland and find the teeth. So overall, the gameplay can be fun with Alice. Just expect a few flaws to hold it back to what it could have been. So now we get to the final question. Whitey, did you enjoy Alice? Well, Alice was one of those unique games that comes out every year. It looked interesting, but you really pay no mind to it. It comes out, you bring it home, and then you're wowed by some of the stuff in this game. It's not a perfect game. Its camera issues and pacing issues hurt it in the end. However, the atmosphere, the fun combat, and the exploring really make this trip to Wonderland worth checking out. You also get a sizable campaign, at least about 15 hours adventure, if not more. So if you like twisted, fucked up, and scary worlds, Alice Return is just for you. I scored this title a 7. It's a unique title, and does some things really well, but outside of the design though, nothing really amazed me. Alice makes me want to go back to Wonderland, but not without some fixing first.